Hello and welcome back to another episode of All Scale Rides. On this channel we talk about all things cars, big and small. Today we have something a little bit different. I am at the home of Hybrid Audio Technologies and Origin Auto Salon. I'm going to give you a quick little shop tour of some of the things they have going on here regarding Origin. Maybe another day we'll cover Hybrid Audio, speaker manufacturer. But I want to show you a little bit around some of the cars they have available that they've imported. And one of their project cars is a couple things we're going to look at today. And in future episodes we'll get a little bit deeper into some of this stuff if you guys are interested. I think it's pretty neat. I'm excited. So let's go for the tour.
S14 Mark II 1J car, Sabre, which is basically accurate TL. V8 Aristo, Nissan Gloria, 88 Integra, Toyota Estima, sold VR4, Fairlady Z, Soarer, and a Civic.
Let's take a look at the first project vehicle that Origin Auto Salon is building. It's right behind me on the lift. I'm going to have Joey help me out and explain everything that's going on with the vehicle, everything they've done and where they're going, which hopefully we'll get a chance to film and document along the way and help them out and show it, because I think it's an amazing project. I think you guys will love it. Let's take a look.
Hey guys, Josiah Buwalda here with Origin Auto Salon, and today we're going to be talking about our 180SX project car. It is a wide body, full Holley performance, Falcon tire sponsored vehicle, and a lot more to come. We're going to take a quick look around the car of this supercharged LSA sitting in the engine bay of this 180.
All right, let's start with the engine. Let's see where we're at up front here.
All right, so we've got a 6.2 liter crate motor from Summit Racing. It is a stock LSA supercharged motor. We've got full Brian Tooley cam push rods and springs going to be putting in it along with some retainers. We're looking to make about 1,000 horsepower without the Gilmore drive, so it'll be all serpentine. It'll be close. You know, we're not going to be bringing it down the track, but maybe once a year it'll be mainly a show car, so going with a 10 rib serpentine is going to be just fine. But for all that this is, we got to have something to put all that power to the ground, so RPM has hooked us up with a Stage 6 4L80E that'll be taking all the power from the motor, and so right now we're doing a quick mock-up of it, and then we're going to start measuring up for our new 3.5 inch carbon fiber drive shaft back to the Ford 8.8 IRS that we're putting in the back. And then to help put all that power to the ground, we need great suspension. So Ken Harrison at Enjuku Racing has hooked us up with all upper lower control arms of ISR. And then Fortune Auto has hooked us up with the part of the Fortunate Few with all of the Dreadnought Pro 2-way coilovers. So we've just gotten those installed. They're looking pretty freaking awesome. If you look over to the right, we're actually building custom mounts for it, kind of testing that out. So Heck Machine Works is actually going to be making custom reservoir mounts for us. As of yesterday, they are done, so we're going to start hooking those up and putting them on, but we were just testing them out using the CNC. But we got to have stopping power, and that's been the biggest thing. So why not put the CTSV brakes on it? The CTSV comes stock with the LSA in it, so why not put the CTSV brakes on it? So we've got big 6-pot calipers up front with 370Z rotors. Drilled and slotted by StopTech on it, so that'll be the stopping power behind everything. But yeah, so it's going to be quite a beast, quite a show car. Everything's been tubed as far as the front goes for easy access to the engine. We'll have an ATI super damper put on it to help simplify things a little bit. Big radiator, big heat exchanger. The heat exchanger is about 37 inches long, so by 14.5 inches tall. But with all the horsepower and drivability of the car, you got to be safe. So Bridgemoto is our go-to for all the safety gear.
Bridgemoto is a local Georgia company as well here in North Georgia, just like Origin Auto Salon is.
Yeah, so we love supporting our local guys. So Bridgemoto is the first choice of multiple. You know, you could have Sparco or Momo, any of the big brands out there in the car, but staying close to home and making sure we support our local businesses has been our big goal of ours. So in doing that as well, they're not as local to us, but Rob Parsons with Chair Slayer Foundation started Cage Kits. And this is one of the first low-profile cages that he specifically made for this car. Now you can get it on his website, but it is a low pro, so we're able to keep the door panels. We've got custom carbon fiber door panels going in this car. So he made this cage, which is freaking awesome. I don't know if you guys have looked him up, but he 3D scans the car in and then builds the cage in SolidWorks, and it gets super tight tolerance, makes extra room for the driver, which is always a good thing, and helps out a lot with fitment of whether it's the dash or the door panels or the seats or whatever. It's just so much more comfortable sitting in a car with a full drift spec roll cage that fits super tight.
All right, so with what progress has been done so far, you've cut the firewall to make room for the transmission, and that'll get all cleaned up and sorted out later. There we go, it's a little brighter for you to see now. The whole interior has been sound deadened or covered with truck bed liner, it looks, or something similar.
Yep, we'll Raptor liner the whole interior.
Raptor liner the whole interior. You have the cage in. It's going to be red, obviously. It's a little dusty now because we're working. No big deal. But this maroon.
Yeah, it's going to be Dodge PRV, which is a really dark cherry maroon color.
Now, you guys have seen and been on the channel for a little while. You know that my Eclipse is a burgundy color and my 240Z is a burgundy color. So, big time approval. I don't think they're made of burgundy for me, but we'll just call it that they did. So, interior for right now, we'll probably get into more of this in a few months, right?
Yep.
A little bit more going on. Setting up for basically straight line racing as well as show. We'll talk about the body here in just a minute. You can see it's widened, and my short self is back here in the back. So, what's going on with the big gigantic hole there?
So, since we're putting the 8.8 Ford 8.8 in it, we just wanted to make some more room, so we took out the stock gas tank, and we're putting a 20-gallon fuel-safe fuel cell back here. All the fuel is going to be -10 AN stuff, so it's not going to be small. We're going to have 2 fuel pumps on it because we are running a Dominator, so we can have different fuel pumps on for different things. So if we need more, we can add that. The Dominator will automatically add that second fuel pump in for more pressure. So we're doing that. We're getting the 8.8 put in. We tubed the back for the bumper, just extra little safety to get rid of that big ugly piece that used to be here. And then if you notice the body, it's actually got 180 millimeter wide molded in wide body on it. So we got 180 in the back, and I believe it's a 140 or 120 in the front. Everything's molded in.
So custom wide body kit, and it's all fiberglass, but it's extremely solid, extremely thick. It's nice. It's really strong. I can envision it. I can in color. It's going to look absolutely beautiful.
So I definitely suggest going and looking at that Dodge PRV is the color code, because in the sunlight it's super bright, it's super dark cherry looking, but in all the angles and corners it puts like a nice black dark cherry to it. So that's kind of
some of the waves you can see in the camera is actually overspray from the guide coat. It's not as wavy as it actually looks right now in the camera. It is really good.
It's covered in dust right now. This body we're about 90% there on the body. We're gonna let the painter do the last 5% and get it perfect. We're just fixing a couple things. On the other side, we molded in the gas cap because we're going with the fuel safe now, so there's no point to have that. Measuring everything, we can fit about a 14-inch wide wheel in the back with no problem. So 15 would be stretching it, 14 shouldn't be any problem. We'll probably end up going somewhere in the 13 wide 3-piece. We haven't picked the wheels yet. Haven't talked to any companies yet about the wheels. We really like rotiform, so we're going to probably go down that avenue. But they're going to be big. And then Falcon's hooking us up with the new RT660 tires to put on it. So they're going to send us a few sets of those to try out and test and play around with different sizes. That'll do that. And then right now there's I believe it's a 9.5 or a 10.5-inch wide wheel.
Let's go take a look.
This is a I believe this is my 10.5, and I still have about 3 inches to go. So
hella sunk.
yeah. So For now. So we'll probably end up having to run some spacers so we can get the full, you know, turnability and everything out of it. So we're not hitting anything. So these are 19s. We're probably going to end up running 18s. 19s maybe more for like the show side of things, but they'll be deep concave is kind of the way we're wanting to go. Something that'll look sweet. But yeah, you can see all this has been molded in. And it'll still be right-hand drive. It is a right-hand drive 180 car, so it will be that.
How about we raise the car and see what's going on underneath? All right, so what do we got going on underneath here?
All right, so you can kind of see the bottom suspension. We got GK Tech lower control arms, front and rear, all the ISR suspension. We don't have any of the end links on or the sway bars yet, but those are all ISR as well. You can see the Canton swap pan for the 240, putting an LS in a 240. So we got the Canton swap pan in here. We'll be doing a remote reservoir and everything, and a remote oil filter. So we still got to put a oil cooler in here as well. Got to put a new flex plate in. Obviously we're just doing mock-up right now, so the FTI torque converter is not in, and the ATI flex plate is not in either. So just mock up right now and just make sure we had the trans tunnel knocked out enough. Super tight fit, but it's up as high and as cleanly as it can possibly go. We did have to make custom mounts, which we're still working on right now. Don't judge too harshly on that. All this is probably going to go away. We're going to put in something new, but we'll leave the bars. So this is the hooker swap kit from Holley, and we're just modifying it at the moment. So we're not quite finished because we're still brainstorming a little bit with that.
Something's missing.
Yeah, so we are going to be doing a drive shaft shop, 3.5-inch carbon fiber drive shaft. It's going to be custom measured because we're going to be putting we got a new chromoly strange yoke coming for this. So we got to put the yoke in first, and then we got to measure for the carbon fiber drive shaft to go up to the 4L80E. So once we do that, we'll be able to kind of get that measurement. I'll be able to go a little bit more in depth and further in with this as far as what's going to stay. But this is the 8.8 that we've got here. I believe it came out of a Ford Explorer, I think is where the best 8.8s come from as far as doing the swap. It's going to get a wave track rear end in it. And then Mazworks hooked us up with the Mazworks swap kit, which is just a welding kit. This is just all tacked into place currently, just to make sure everything is straight and ready to go as far as all that goes. You can see our reservoirs for our Fortunato stuff here. So they're all wrapped up.
Just kind of hanging for right now.
Yeah, they're all wrapped up. We're making custom mounts still. Peck Machine Works is making those. He's a local guy, good friend. So he's going to do those. I think what we might end up doing is actually popping through the bottom and connecting them to the roll cage, so you can see them right below the nitrous bottle.
From the trunk view up above, yeah. So,
because there's going to be a big window. It's a hatch car. So
it looks like there's one extra bolt on there than normal.
Yeah. So we did the 4 to 5 lug conversion. And this is all stuff that we were able to get through in Juku Racing as well. So all the knuckles and everything have been changed, and then you'll notice this big plate here. This is all for running the CTSV brakes. So we'll actually have the 4-piston rear brakes.
Are you going to run dual on here?
No, we have the option we can run dual.
Right.
Because this is a automatic car. We're going to run it single for now and see how we like it. We do have a handbrake, but it's an automatic car, so we'll see how it goes.
Right. So, I don't know if you guys can tell in the light, but this is being set up as a drag/so car. Just look at the bottom as well. That was all meticulously taken care of, repainted, relined as well. And if you look up here at the front, it looks like every single bolt on this car is going to be stainless, fresh hardware all throughout.
Yeah, everything's going to be cap stainless, 18.8 cap nuts and bolts and everything. So everything's going to be stainless. Everything's hard mounted. That's all. Most of this hardware will be switched out that isn't already been switched out.
Like this guy here. There's no point just yet, not until you know what you're going to use that for or not use it for.
Yeah. So, and then obviously this cradle has just been, the entire car was sandblasted. So we actually sandblasted the entire car in the driveway. So friend down the road from the gearwork shop has a big portable sandblaster and let us borrow it for 5 days. And this car got sandblasted front to back. So this is all still just plain sandblasted, but we put the additive in there so it doesn't flash rust or anything. So, but this will probably be either glossy black or the same color as the car. So we haven't quite decided on that yet. But since I haven't finished any of this welding, we're not gonna.
Got to finish the fabrication before we get into beautifying the stuff. But I'm assuming this will all be, like you said, powder coated, painted.
Powder coated,
when
painted,
it's all said and done.
Everything gonna be pretty. You'll be able to eat off the bottom of the car.
This is how we build cars. This is the right way to do it. Takes longer, costs more, but it lasts forever.
This is the full ISR Pro kit for upper, lower control arms, camber arms, everything. So this has all just been kind of tossed in here.
And GK Tech. Yeah, all this is loose. None of this is hard mounted at this point. It's just test fitting and mock-up still.
Making sure, because every bit of it's got to come right back out as soon as it's all mocked up. So we got a couple spacers we got to get still put in here and put everything out, kind of measure where we want the wheels. But as far as all the Fortune stuff goes, they recommended the spring rate. So I believe we're running 12K in the front, 8K in the back. Just to hold the extra weight of that motor. So,
all right. So the car itself, it's a S13.
S13 180SX.
180SX.
It never came to the United States.
Yeah.
180SX was only sold in Japan. Had the, I believe it's the CA18 motor in it. This one though was when we imported it, because we import cars. So when we imported this one here, it had a non-running SR20 in it. Come to find out, somebody didn't hook up the battery correctly. Hooked up the battery, fuel pump turned on, turned it over, and the car ran. So after doing a little research, we saw a bunch of stickers all over the car of different shop names. I contacted a couple of those shops in Japan and found out that it isn't an SR20, it is an SR22.
So where's that going?
That's going in my car, my 10-year project. It never gets done. So
if you want to see more about that, comment down below, let us know. Next video, maybe we jump into that one a little bit deeper.
Yeah, so.
All right, everybody, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the shop tour of Origin Auto Salon and a little bit of background on this build going on behind me. If you like it, comment down below. I'd love to personally be involved and help out and document a little bit more of this, because I think it's an amazing build. Thanks for watching as usual. We appreciate it. Share this video with your friends. We were trying to grow and we need your help. We like your help. Thank you very much for that. Happy hunting, ASR.